am so excited about all this Bobby Aldigheri Mogul content. I've made a bunch of videos out of this particular day and series. If you appreciate it, give it an applaud and support the channel. Thank you.
Okay, good to go when you're ready. I think your athletes have had some success. Will you tell us real quick about that?
Yeah, I mean, we got, one of our athletes in Steamboat, Jalen Koff. She's fourth in the world right now in single mogul, or in the Mogul World Cup.
Bobby, how do you feel about the skis that are real wide underfoot?
I think they're really good in crud and powder, and that is it. They're not very good for arcing, and they're not at all good in mogul skiing. And when it's really icy, they're not very good. And a lot of you live in the East Coast. So it's funny because Deb, you and I showed up with the same kind of skis today. It's whatever.
I got my Blizzard HRC.
Yeah, this is whatever, this Hart striker thing that's whatever, 77 underfoot. And
77, mine I think is 72.
You can't ski moguls with anything super, 92 or 97 or 98 underfoot. Woo! Boot setup and having proper boots is really, really important. If you're gonna watch these videos and you're that enthusiastic about skiing, make sure your boots are right. And one of my experiences, especially with the younger athletes in our program, is they can't ankle flex enough. So you could be the best coach in the world. I could be the best coach in the world. Deb, you could be the best coach in the world. But if the athlete or if the skier doesn't have to be an athlete, you could be 16 or you could be 66, doesn't matter. If you can't ankle flex, if your boots won't let you get your knees over your toes, then you're never in the right position to really get the ski to engage, to get the shovel of the ski to engage. So it's really important to do that. Be aware of do you have enough ankle flexion when you're in the cold, not in your warm house, because boots get stiffer in the cold, right? So if you're able to be ankle flexed when it's cold, or you're able to move your boots to an ankle flex position relatively easy in the cold, then you're in the right boot. But if you're too upright, if you're 90 degrees between your foot and your shin, then
it's trouble.
It's trouble, and you can't, for instance, in mogul skiing, you can't absorb with foot containment because your knees aren't over your toes. You end up absorbing in the back seat.
And you want to know what's so interesting about skiing is you can be really, really, really good and get away with a boot that is too stiff. Now, you're not going to have as much range of motion. You're not going to be as good as you could be. And then another story, as we know with skiing, is you can be really, really bad and get to the bottom of the mountain fast without falling and say, whoa, I'm good. No, with performance skiing, we need to get the equipment set up right, and then we're going to maximize and be better.
It's like a car with a lot of horsepower that goes fast but doesn't handle. Doesn't go around the corner as well.
It's a perfect analogy.
You've got to be able to, I don't care how you get there, but you've got to be able to achieve your knee over your toe.
Knee over toe. Now, there are some people, some instructors that just by nature take everything too far.
Okay.
Just too far.
Yeah.
And they're going to get a ton of ramp angle, and they're going to pitch themselves so far forward that then they're going to make an adjustment and move their hips back and be a little overflexed at the knees and hips and all. But, it's difficult these days really to be too far forward.
I think if you had to pick one or the other, for sure more people are back than are forward.
Yeah.
Just keep this in mind when you go skiing. You might have the right boots, but you still have to get forward. Like, you still have to move and drive forward. You can't just expect the boot to do all of it.
No, you can't have your ramp angle or the angle of your cuff put you way forward and think you can just stay there. No, you've got to engage the shin. You got to get activation with that ankle joint.
Totally, couldn't agree more. See how square her hips and shoulders are? She's foot to foot in there. That's real appreciation for good. Like, obviously your background is alpine.
Yeah.
But if you're a really good alpine racer, you can do that.
Yeah,
and you like kill that. Like you've got pretty nice absorption. If I were coaching you, I'd say you're a little low with your shoulders. And I
Is
have
that
you
because my poles are too short? Everyone was bothering me about my poles and I cut them down, and it makes me so sad because I made them too short. My favorite poles in the world.
No, well, that's a whole other video, a whole other conversation.
Oh.
No, they're not too short.